Oh, we're a minute late.
We're on. We're on.
Okay. I'd like to call this meeting to order. As we gather today, I would like to acknowledge on behalf of the committee and our community that we are meeting on the traditional territory of the Algonquin people. We would like to thank the Algonquin people and express our respect and support for their rich history. And we are extremely grateful for their many and continued displays of friendship. We also thank all the generations of people who have taken care of this land for thousands of years. Good evening, members of council, staff, and residents of KHR. As we gathered here tonight for our first meeting of 2025, I want to take a moment to reflect on the journey we've shared over the past year and to look forward to the opportunities that lie ahead. 2024 brought its share of challenges, but it also highlighted the strength and unity of our community. Together, we can continue to make Killaloe, Haggerty, and Richards a place we're proud to call home. As we step into this new year, let's renew our commitment to fostering a vibrant, inclusive, and thriving community. Council and staff will continue their commitment to responsible spending and looking for efficiency wherever we can find them. I look forward to deepening our connection with residents through open dialogue, transparent governance, and an inclusive decision-making process. As we embark on this journey, I urge each of you to stay engaged, share your ideas, and collaborate with us building a stronger, more vibrant KHR. Your voices are the heartbeat of our township, and together we can achieve the things necessary for growth and success. May 2025 bring health, happiness, and prosperity to everyone. Let's work together to make this year our best one yet. Wishing us all a joyful and prosperous new year. And please join me in a moment of silent reflection. Thank you. Does anyone have any pecuniary or financial interest to declare? Haven't seen none. No delegations tonight. And motion for the minutes of the previous meetings.
Moved by Harold Levine, second by Maureen McMillan. Motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of December 7th, regular council meeting of December 17th, 2024, open and closed session.
Questions or concerns? All those in favor? Carried. Meetings. Just a question. Did we forget to put our finance meetings on?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. And our finance meetings in February, right?
Yes.
Ted, you're good with dates. What was the date we had all the staff members come in for the budget process?
It's always in March.
Was it in March? So that.
It's the first Monday after, after March break, so I can get it pretty quickly.
Would that tie into your schedule then, with those two meetings in February?
Actually, all department heads are going to be at all finance meetings. And then we can discuss at our first finance meeting when we can book the, I don't think it will be an all day at that time, but where Aqua, Greenview,
Yeah.
and the library are invited.
Perfect.
And we can schedule it at that time.
Perfect.
March 18th.
March
It
18th.
was March 18th.
So we'll be ahead of time. Good.
Just when you're talking about meetings, I will not be at the March 4th meeting, just so you know.
March 4th. And did our hunters have any opportunity to look at their schedules for October and November?
First week,
First week in November.
I'm gone.
Both?
Yeah, third to the 7th.
Okay, I know Tammy's not that far yet on her list, but I just, so I might give her some, we can talk about it.
The 11th and 15th.
Of,
Oh, that's okay, 11th, 2nd Monday. November.
You're not good for the 15th?
Well, from the 9th to the 15th.
Just that whole week, right?
Yeah.
You can let us know, Ted, okay?
So,
You can let us know whenever.
well, I'm gone the first week of November.
Oh, okay, just that one?
Well, and then the other, I'm loose hockey, there's no meetings.
Okay. Okay, and under reports. Dean?
Okay, so we've got regular maintenance going. Had to go a few times over the holidays. But again, it's part of our job, so we're just, working as best we can. Equipment maintenance is always ongoing, greasing, oil changes, lights, etc. On Mask Road from Highway 60 to Round Lake Road, we put up some bump signs. We tried to drag it there with the back dragger with the trucks, and it's still
It's
rough.
horrible, eh?
Yeah. Well, you'll knock the slush out of your vehicle. We're trying to get it, but yeah.
Like, I went down at New Year's Day, and it's like, there's nothing we can do with it, right? Just the way the road is.
Well, the way the road is, and then the truck traffic, right? So that's what pounded it out, and because they're hauling all the way to Oakers and stuff, right? So when they're hauling there, when we got that mild spell, like it froze the next day.
Yeah,
It
it's just,
makes ruts and stuff like that. It did help, like after New Year's Day, we did drag it, like I said, last week, or this week, I guess, no, what's the day? Tuesday, yeah, it was Friday, we dragged it Friday or whatever,
yeah,
and it did help, but yeah, it's still pretty rough, so we put the signs up or whatever, but it's basically all the big truck traffic that's going across there that's doing
we
the
almost have to shut it down completely, truck traffic.
It wouldn't hurt to maybe pass the bylaw and say no trucks on at all. The only thing is we'd have to maybe do something with Jimmy McConnell, because like he has his trucks coming in there and going back and forth with when he's crushing and stuff. But if we could give him like an exemption to come off the highway or Round Lake Road to his place,
A short
and,
way.
like shut truck. It's not that far to come around on Highway 60.
No,
You know what I mean? They do that at half load, so why can't they do it?
yeah,
But could be something council could look into in the future kind of thing, right? So,
yeah,
but there'd have to be a bylaw passed, no truck traffic at all on that road, kind of thing, so. To me, it wouldn't hurt to do that. I think anybody would,
Is this a year-round issue?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, okay.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Okay.
So meeting with the road, or the Public Works annual general meeting in regards to the pit road and the Broodnell Road, I voiced my concerns. I did tell council all that. As well as I voiced my opinion as well, why was there no capital projects for the county of Renfrew and Kingshire Township this year? There's none being done in our municipality, and I just kind of questioned why there's nothing being done, and they never really said really too much about it, but as far as I'm concerned, I think we're just as important as anybody else. I know we're a smaller municipality, but yeah. So as council, we have to keep on them, because where was this going to end? If they download, Simpson Pit, Broodnell Road, are they going to download Ruby Road? Are they going to download Queen Street? Like, it's just going to, I'll be quite honest, it's probably going to bankrupt the municipality, because we have to have more staff, more equipment. It's just, to me, it doesn't make sense. So I wanted to make sure that it's, if they can, leave it just the way it is, like the status quo. Because we don't really want to amalgamate, because the level of service that if we amalgamate is going to be, it won't be the level of services what we provide in the township.
Dean, you said council has to keep on this. What can we do? I mean, we're sending a letter to Mr. Perkins, or we're suggesting we're going to send a letter to Mr. Perkins. Other than that, what can we do?
Well, basically, yeah, we'll send that letter and stuff like that to Mr. Perkins and stuff, and then as head of council, we'll maybe, bring your concerns to them as well, because I don't really think that, I'm pretty sure everybody's opposed to that kind of thing, right? So, like, maybe Mr. Mayo can kind of, make sure he kind of keeps pushing that, right? As for KHR residents. That's my thoughts.
Is there anyone we can request a meeting with, or that the mayor should meet with?
if I may, this, it's still a work in progress.
Oh, no, for sure.
Like, you had your meeting, and now it goes to the operation committee.
Mhm.
So like, nothing has been finalized yet.
Oh, no.
Like, this is all in advance
Just want to
of,
make sure that they know what our feelings
Oh,
are.
they know.
That's
they
not-
know,
It's not just our community, it's,
they know when it was first brought up, my voice was heard. And, but one thing I wanted to get back to, your letter, Dean, to council. What capital projects are you looking at to have done? Like, anything involving the county will handle the capital projects. Do you have something in mind that you want to be looked at?
No, I don't. It's just when I see that they had on the big screen there, or whatever, like Whitewater, Petawawa, Aaron Pryor, this, everything was done. It's just like, well, okay, KHR does need some work at Turner's Bridge, and then there's, like, from Round Lake Road to Jack's Lakes, it's not the biggest shape either, kind of thing, right? Like, to me, it's not fair, because why would KHR be left out of capital projects that the county is doing and not us?
So we were supposed to have the rest of Round Lake Road done this year, but
I think 26.
no, it was supposed to have done this year, but they decreased the thickness of the pavement. Is it called PCI? Whatever it's called. And because of that, we dropped down a priority. So, so the people with higher priorities, because they could get by with a lesser thickness of pavement. So we were supposed to have it done this year. So then we got bumped to next year.
Okay, it dropped, but still, I'm just advocating for KHR Township. Like, regardless of if we drop down on that, it's still, that wasn't their capital project for this year. And they pass it off. So they're gonna spend that money on, say, Aaron Pryor, whatever, Whitewater, whatever bigger municipalities.
Right.
That's my concern. Because if we don't keep on them, what's gonna happen is they're gonna not do anything, right? That's my objective.
I agree.
I don't know
Well,
if anybody else like.
we all agree with that. We have to stay on top of it, yes.
And keep squawking loudly.
But if you have an idea where you need, like you just said, Turner's Bridge, then you gotta tell me about that. Because we as council, we don't look after the county capital projects. But if we have,
Neither should I though.
right, but if you notice something and you want me to push hard, then let me know. Okay?
Other than that, there's nothing for waste management report. Everything's just going status quo, and that's it for my report.
Anybody have any questions? Good, thank you.
I think I'm staying for it.
Okay. Tammy?
All I have for open is, I've provided you with the draft letter to send to the County of Renfrew, and if there's I sent an email around and asked for review and comments and concerns, and I didn't receive anything back other than it was a good go ahead. So if council's okay with the letter, I do have a resolution to follow it as well, and if I may, I can read it.
Just a question, for us to do a resolution, are we doing the resolution on something that's finalized or prior to? Because like I said, this is just a work in progress.
We are voicing our opinions as council
So-
of KHR.
Okay, we don't want to close the door totally on this project, right? Other than we don't want those two roads taken over. But there might be something in that report that we may want.
This is regarding the opposition to the proposed transfer of Simpson Pit Road and additional section from
It's
Ruby Road to Road.
it's specific to those two.
Specific to that, very specific.
And it's
Okay.
part of the continued and loud squawking.
So I can read it, and council can choose to carry it or not carry it.
Please read it.
So moved by Bill Smith, second by Harold Levine, Whereas the County of Renfrew's road rationalization assessment received on November 13th, 2024 proposes the transfer of Simpson Pit Road and an additional section of road from Ruby Road to Rochford Road to the Township of Killaloe, Haggerty and Richards. And whereas Council for the Township of Killaloe, Haggerty and Richards has carefully reviewed the proposed road transfers and the potential impact on the municipality and has identified that as a small lower tier municipality with limited financial resources, the Township of Killaloe, Haggerty and Richards would face significant challenges in absorbing the additional responsibility of maintaining and upgrading these roadways. And whereas the costs related to the road maintenance upgrades, winter operations, and required repairs would place a significant financial strain on the township's resources, resulting in an unsustainable burden and potentially leading to infrastructure deterioration, safety risks, and inconsistencies in service levels, and the added responsibility would require more equipment, staff, and operational adjustments, leading to increased costs for plowing, salting, sanding, and other maintenance activities, thereby resulting in a higher tax burden for township residents. Now therefore be it resolved that Council of the Township of Killaloe, Haggerty and Richards direct staff to send the attached letter and formally express its opposition to the proposed transfers of Simpson Pit Road and the additional section of road from Ruby Road to Rochford Road as outlined in the County of Renfrew's proposed road rationalization assessment. And be it further resolved that Council for the Township of Killaloe, Haggerty and Richards respectfully requests the County of Renfrew reconsider the proposal and collaborate with affected municipalities to find alternative solutions that do not shift financial responsibility to those unable to absorb these costs. And be it further resolved that this resolution be forwarded to the County of Renfrew and all 17 lower tier municipalities for consideration.
I think we voiced all our questions. All those in favor? Carried.
I have a question for Dean though. You know, Brunel, Bridle and Lindahl, so they were going to download the rest of Brunel Road to them, do you know?
It's the consultants or whatever, Ted, they're in the draft there, the county sent, the consultants sent, and they had us going all the way to Brunel, 18 kilometers or whatever it was, and that's not in our municipality. So I did look at, I really did look at the letter. I'm just looking at KHR for it.
Yeah.
But that'd be something like, it's in the draft yet, yes, but it's, it still has to be discussed.
Anything else? Okay,
That's it.
that's it. Okay. Anybody have any committee reports? Okay. Correspondence. County Renfrew Warden from Peter Emond. I'm sure that's just for information. Killaloe and area pickleball. Again, for information.
Well, they're asking us they want to discuss some things, and so should we talk about inviting them as a delegation, or?
We can do that, sure.
I think we should invite them as a delegation if they want to talk to us. Or they know how to get in touch with us.
And they have been here before.
Yeah.
So,
I was talking with Jeff today, and he was telling me during pickleball season, somebody chopped a whole lot of asphalt away from the boards where that gully is in the rink. So the water would drain out off. He said it was about that wide and that low.
so
Took the asphalt out.
maybe we can make a note of that, and when we do invite them, we can bring that up and find out that or tell them they can't touch our concrete.
So does council want me to invite them as a delegation to a meeting?
Yeah.
Is that on the rink surface, Harold, or where?
Yeah, inside the boards, right along the boards. He said it's about that wide and probably about 3 or 4 feet long. He said there is a gully where the asphalt has sunk a bit, I guess. It's always been like that as far as I've been there. And made that trench so the water, they could sweep the water down to get it out.
I know that they've also used all of our supplies in our first aid kits.
And they don't clean up their stuff inside.
Mhm.
Yes, to take all the
I think
garbage away and everything
A
else.
meeting would be really good.
I'm wondering if that should be, if that meeting needs to be at council and public, or if that's more a meeting between Colton's community development and them. Like, it almost sounds like the flavor of the meeting could be a scolding rather than a coming to it together. And
Keep it out to the public.
well, it's more to, you know, Colton can relay our concerns and hear what they have to say, and he can then report to us. We don't
I think
have to
that's-
be involved
Well,
in
maybe,
the
and maybe it's
operation.
also creating a contract like we did with the farmer's market, using the expectations, you know, having an agreement
Yeah.
that's in writing.
But do they
And
not,
that did help with the farmer's
yeah,
market.
but do they not have to sign that piece of paper that everybody that uses the rink has to sign? And
Maybe
it
maybe
states,
we're missing some stuff in that, like, we should probably look over that though.
We probably had the same thing for the farmer's market at one time, and then that got changed to a lot more detailed contract. So maybe that's what we need to do here.
So maybe ask Colton to,
That's the membership club used around Lakeville last night, and when I went in to check the furnace this morning, it was perfect in there.
is it better than asphalt?
There
is no
wait,
asphalt.
to get asphalt.
Yeah, so,
Actually, I think if Colton and maybe the chair of that committee, where does that fall under?
Recreation.
Maureen?
Yeah.
Maureen, I think you should-
don't mind meeting.
You should be with him
Yeah.
for that. Ontario News. New energy efficiency programs. Okay, that's it for that. Bylaws. Bylaw number 1.
Moved by Brian Potoski, second by Harold Levine, that bylaw number 1, 2025, being a bylaw to authorize the mayor and the CAO clerk treasurer to sign an agreement authorizing a services agreement between Ontario Clean Water and the municipal corporation of the township of Killaloe, Haggerty, and Richards be given its first, second, and third reading and finally passed this 7th day of January 2025.
Questions, discussion, all those in favor? Carried.
So there's a lot, how the stickies are.
And bylaw number 2.
Moved by Maureen McMillan, second by Bill Smith, that bylaw number 02, 2025, being a bylaw to appoint members of the Township of Killaloe, Haggerty, and Richards Committee of Adjustment be given its first, second, and third reading and finally passed the 7th day of January 2025.
Questions, discussion, all those in favor? Carried. Didn't fold the right piece of paper.
Oh, that's just where to put the date there.
Just the one signature.
Yeah, those are things I checked over. Yep.
Okay.
And here's the other one.
And bylaw number 3.
Moved by Bill Smith, second by Carl Keel, that bylaw number 03, 2025, being a bylaw to authorize the borrowing of money to meet current expenditures of the council, Township of Killaloe, Haggerty, and Richards be given its first, second, and third reading and finally passed the 7th day of January 2025.
Questions or discussion, all those in favor? Carried. And bylaw number 4.
Moved by Carl Keel, second by Harold Levine, that bylaw number 04, 2025, being a bylaw to provide for an interim tax levy and the payment of interim taxes and to provide for penalty and interest of 1 1/4% for the year 2025 for the Township of Killaloe, Haggerty, and Richards be given its first, second, and third reading and finally passed this 7th day of January 2025.
Questions or discussion? All those in favor? Carried. And bylaw number 5.
Moved by Brian Pekoski, second by Carl Keel, that bylaw number 05-2025, being a bylaw to authorize the mayor and CAO clerk treasurer to sign the Ontario Transfer Payment Agreement between His Majesty the King in Right of Ontario and the Corporation of the Township of Killaloe, Haggerty and Richards for the fire prevention grant funding for the Killaloe, Haggerty and Richards Fire Department to improve cancer prevention and firefighter safety, be given its first, second, and third reading, and finally passed the 7th day of January 2025.
Questions or discussion? All those in favor? Carried.
So there and there. Thank you.
Is there any unfinished business? Any new business? Oh, yes, we have new business. Willow Publishing.
So Willow Publishing, that's something that we have been doing from 2014 to 2024. We've done have done a double ad space. So I just wanted to know if council still wanted to go ahead, and it is advertised in the Bonnechere Provincial Park 2025 edition. They have a little booklet that they give out, and we normally put our ad in there. So the double ad is $4.89 plus HST. So if council is okay with that, I can go ahead and put that in the budget for 2025. Or
Everybody okay?
I think it's great.
yep.
And 4-H Dairy-Based Cooking Club.
I reached out to Kimberly Lehman today and offered her use of space at 12 North. She's seen the space already and is good with that, so she's happy to do that.
Just like that.
Wow. Now we're going to closed. Motion.
29.
9 minutes late.
Moved by Brian Pekoski, second by Maureen McMillan. Motion to move into committee of the whole. Be it resolved that council move into a closed meeting pursuant to section 239 of the Municipal Act 2001 as amended for the following reason. Advice that is subject to solicitor-client privilege, including communications necessary for that purpose.
And on her way.
Yeah.